All right, neurofeedback. So today was the 7th time we targeted the same area. Now, the two previous ones we did, so first we started out here on my forehead, and then we went here to my temple, and now we're like here. And this spot that we've been working on is, remember, that's where the hair trigger fight or flight is happening. And it has proven really difficult for me. Today notwithstanding, I felt very just aware of what I was doing, and I mean, it's been this way for the last couple weeks now, doing this, where I can, change my physiology, can loosen everything. I take a deep breath, and then I try to surrender and watch and just focus on the show and be like, no one needs me right now. I can just surrender and let go and relax. And then, like, yesterday was a little elevated, today was a little more elevated, and so it's really been more of a roller coaster where, like, I'll make a little progress and then be like, and then I'll make a little progress, and I was like, So I asked him today, I was like, okay, well, what? The other two areas, we saw this really great, like, decline in sensitivity to it, as far as me being able to, my unconscious brain, remember, this is not something I can actively do. My brain learned and was like, great, this is what we're going to do now, on like a steady trajectory downward in it, which again is a good thing. And I'm not going to lie, I'm frustrated, not with myself, not with my brain. It's just a frustration at the situation where this specific section is really proving to be difficult. And he told me, he's like, what this tells me is that in your brain you have very deeply ingrained belief, it's not a conscious thought, but that the world is not safe, that you are not safe, that you need to be on. And that makes me really sad, because I know how early on that was instilled in my brain and reinforced in my life. And I just want to hold on to that little inner child and just hold little Louise and remind her, you are safe. We don't live there anymore. So the big positive here for me is that each session is progress. It is. It's another step toward helping my brain learn I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm safe. I don't have to be on all the time. And it's just so wild, because it's just, you get used to living a certain way and feeling a certain way, and you're like, it's hard to, I don't know, really figure out what is it going to look like on the other side. I think I know, but I mean, how could I? Because I've never actually experienced that before, like, if this hypersensitivity, this such intense hypersensitivity to my fight or flight system has such a hair trigger that has been that way very probably my whole life. And now he reminded me, we just have to give it time. We just have to chip away at it. And with that repetition of helping myself know and remind my brain and tell my brain, this is how it is now. we're safe. It's just it's obviously a very difficult thing to do, because my brain wants to go back to, because it seems like the neurofeedback has shown, like graph wise, it would go down, and then the next time it would go back up. Oh, and then it would go down, and then it went up, and this time it went up again. So it's like my brain is ramping back up, being like, oh, we let our guard down a little bit and we felt like we might be safe, but like, hold on, we know from experience the world is not safe, and it goes back. So what he said, we're going to move on to the next part. So oftentimes where an area feels very stuck, very deeply ingrained, making little progress as far as like the speed at which I did with the other 2 sections that we've done so far. He said we're going to move into I believe he called them the parietals. Like we simultaneously work 2 at the back of the head. And then there's another section, he said something about occipital lobe, which, over here somewhere, assumedly, that's a part of my head we haven't touched. And then we'll go back, we'll swing back around to the area. So oftentimes by calming other parts of the brain that are overactive, it helps that one come down. So this whole next week, we're taking family trip to Disney World, so I will be back the following week. So I'm definitely curious to see how that next chunk of brain, and what exactly that part being overactive, what that has looked like in my life thus far, and then what changes will probably occur once I'm able to calm that down. So, hopeful.